Welcome to the Lease Option Experience. I'm John Jackson, your host, and together with my co-host, Joe Seski, we answer all of your questions about lease options in real estate. We answer questions about sandwich lease options, straight lease options, lease option assignments, also known as wholesaling lease options, which is exactly what we specialize in and what I've specialized in since 2003, having done well over 700 lease option transactions. If you have questions about lease options, this is the podcast you want to be listening to. I know there's a lot of podcasts out there about real estate investing, but this is the only podcast devoted specifically to the niche of lease options. We answer all of your questions and guide you through actual real transactions, both of our own, our students, and our listeners. So what do you say? Let's get started with the next episode of the Lease Option Experience. So let's go back to the sandwich lease options, because Joe and I teach lease option assignments, or as you call them, or whoever coined that term, cooperative, whether it be Claude or you want to the cooperative lease option. Was it Claude? Okay. So the cooperative lease option, for everyone listening, is the same thing that I teach. That's what I learned from Michael. It's lease option assignments. To really break it down to exactly what it is, Joe McCall calls them wholesaling lease options. Some people call them a lease option flip. At the time that we're recording this, I'm actually working on finalizing a book called Lease Option Flipping. Same thing, you're just flipping that contract. You don't have any risk in it. Going back to what Michael was talking about on the sandwich lease option, a lot of people hear about lease options where you make money up the front, in the middle, and at the end. That is a sandwich lease option. And myself and Michael and Joe and really anybody in the industry, probably even Claude, would recommend that you not jump into lease options doing a sandwich lease option if you've never done a deal before, because there's a learning curve there to understand the dynamics of a lease option, how the numbers work, and all of that. With a lease option assignment, there's no risk. With what Michael was talking about with a sandwich lease option, you have some inherent risks, especially if it's easy to goof up wrong. I remember the first sandwich lease option I did. I think it was the first one I lost like $1,300. The second one, I was into it for over $10,000. I don't know what I ended up losing because it was such a disaster. That's a whole counseling session in its own. But so how did you lose $2,500? How did you lose $2,500 on your first two sandwich lease options?
Well, it was easy. I put down $2,500 and I couldn't find a tenant buyer. I so wanted the deal. Numbers are all wrong. There's nobody on the other side who's going to take that property off my hands. So I dropped $2,500, which you should never do. And I had to do it twice to realize that. First time I dropped $2,500, couldn't find a tenant buyer. I did it again the second time, couldn't find a tenant buyer. I bailed out of both deals. And that's when I said, this stuff works, but there's a couple of missing pieces, and then I ended up speaking with Claude, spending the day with him in his training program, one-on-one, and I was on my way.
And again, I'm taking notes like crazy here. I want everybody to realize what you just heard here. Michael was talking about the first two deals he did, that he didn't know what he was doing. He was doing a sandwich lease option, which he should not start off on. He lost $2,500 on both. That's obviously $5,000. It could have been a lot worse. He found Claude Diamond, who was charging at the time $2,500. Michael paid the $2,500 and then learned from one of the guys who's been around longer than dirt. But the point is, he paid that $2,500 for coaching, for mentoring, and boom, it springboarded his career, his business. So many people are afraid to spend any money on coaching or mentoring, but yet they'll lose thousands and thousands of dollars that your coach and your mentor could save you. And so this is not a pitch on coaching and mentoring, but the point is, whether it's lease options or wholesaling or whatever, boy, get yourself a mentor, someone that's doing deals, that has a track record, and has been around for a long time. So certainly that $2,500, had you met Claude before, would have saved you $5,000. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Expression is what? Penny wise and pound foolish, right? I mean, you save a couple pennies, but in the long run, you're losing, many, many dollars. Absolutely.
Well, thanks for listening to another episode of the Lease Option Experience. I hope you got a lot of information out of that episode. Again, if you have any questions about lease options, email us questions@leasingtobuy.com. Again, that's questions@leasingtobuy.com. And again, if you haven't yet, subscribe to us on iTunes. Give us a thumbs up on any platform that you're listening to or watching us on. Again, questions@leasingtobuy.com. And if you haven't, again, go to leaseoptionclasses.com. Get all your free downloads, a lot of great information, including the steps of lease option, my lease option calculator, my seller price sheet, and even my comparison sheet. Again, that's leaseoptionclasses.com. And we've got a lot more training videos there as well. And you can even learn more about the Lease Options 2.0 training information. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next episode.